And we'll start with a few shoulder rolls to loosen up the shoulders, just slowly rolling up, back, and down. And when you bring the shoulders up to the ears, take a deep inhale down into the lowest parts of your ribs. And as you drop the shoulders, exhale. And do that a few times. Inhale, roll the shoulders up. And exhale, slide them back. Inhale. And exhale. And then just let the shoulders drop naturally. Let the arms be heavy. And we'll come into our 3-part breathing. Breathing down into the belly first, filling the breath up into the chest, all the way up, and then exhaling from the chest, all the way down to the belly. Allow your belly muscles to relax. And gently sway your weight forward and back until you find that perfect pivot point on your sit bones. That perfect point of ease where the spine is aligned. Shoulders are relaxed. The breath is flowing in and out easily, slowly. And when you're ready, reach your fingertips to the floor by your sides. And start to follow your breath. So as you inhale, slowly float your arms around your body up overhead. Touch the palms if that's comfortable. And then as you exhale, slowly release the fingertips back the way that they came. And just grazing the floor at the very end of the exhale. Go ahead at your own pace. Inhale, slowly lift the arms, filling the lungs. And exhale, floating the arms down. See if you can lengthen the breath and make the movement even slower. Follow your own breath. And feel that the breath is moving the arms effortlessly. See if you can inhale into the sides of your ribs, drawing the breath into the sides of the lungs. And feel that expansion with each breath. And just take one more cycle of the sun breath. And the next time your arms are overhead, we're going to hold them overhead for a moment. Take your time getting there. And once the hands are overhead, have them shoulder width apart with the palms facing each other. That's it. And drop your shoulders, reach to the top of your head, continue to breathe into 3 parts, the belly moving up into the rib cage, all the way up into the chest. And exhaling, chest, rib cage, belly drops back. One more full round of breath. Feel the blood draining down out of the arms. And then when you're ready, float the hands in front. So turn the palms down, reaching for the knees, really slow. Curl your tailbone under, round your spine, and lean back into the seated cat. Take a few deep breaths into your spine, into the back of the rib cage. That's it. Let your head drop. Relax your jaw. On your next inhale, slowly float up, back on the sit bones, into the seated cow. You're lifting your heart and coming into a gentle arc with the spine. That's it. Take a breath there, opening the throat. Looking up, and then moving back into the cat. Curl the tailbone under, round your spine, draw the belly button back. Let's move with the breath now. Inhale, rising up into the cow, lifting the heart, rolling the chest open. Exhale, round back, Curl the tailbone under. Continue at your own pace. Inhale as you rise up, moving slow. Exhale as you sink back. And now we're dropping into Ujjayi breathing. Breathing through the nose and hearing the breath gently audible in the back of the throat. If you can, rest the tip of the tongue behind the front teeth to remind you to breathe through your nose and to keep your jaw and your face relaxed. We'll take one more cycle. Take your time. And then this time on your inhale, just slowly come up through the center back to our neutral spine. Give your shoulders a little roll. When you're ready, we're going to take a forward bend here, pitching forward towards the front of the sit bones. Bring your hands to the floor and then drop your head, rounding forward as deep as you feel for your body. So some of us can touch the head to the floor, or some of us will just have the head hanging, stretching the back of the neck. Take a few deep breaths into your spine and just let your jaw relax on the exhale. Let your body relax on the exhale. And feel that stretch going from the base of the skull all the way down to your sacrum, to your tail. And breathe into the length of your spine. And we're going to slowly ragdoll up. Walk the hands to the knees first. Pull your belly muscles in and slowly ragdoll up one vertebrae at a time back to our tall, neutral spine. Okay, finding everything, take a moment. Take a few deep breaths there. Let your shoulders just hang and drop away from the ears. We're going to switch the other foot in front if you're sitting in easy pose. So take your time. If you need to stretch your knees out, just give your legs a little shake out and then cross the opposite foot in front. We're going to circle the hands, warming up the wrists. So just bring your fists in front of you, in front of your shoulders. Extend the arms out and then start to make really small circles, really small. Let the wrists sort of guide you. We're trying to release synovial fluid and warm up the wrists for our push-ups and our downward dogs. Take nice deep breaths. And progressively making the circles larger. Shoulders are relaxed. Okay, and reverse your circles. Go the other direction. And then let that go. Just give the hands a little shake out. Perfect. And then resting the hands on the knees. We'll do a little bit more cat and cow. So curl the tailbone under, round, drop your head. Take a breath there. And then inhale, floating up through the center. Open the throat. Exhale, round. Curl the tailbone under, back into the cat. And last time, inhale, rise up. Open the throat. We'll come into our forward bend again, so start to pitch forward, reach for the floor, drop your head towards the earth. Let your jaw relax. Breathe. Feel that stretch from the base of your skull all the way down to your sacrum. And you'll notice the stretch is slightly different with the other foot crossed in front. So just noticing. Take one more deep breath here. And then when you're ready, walk your hands into your knees. Draw the belly muscles in and slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. And finding that nice long spine, take a couple breaths there. And then when you're ready to come back, give your fingers a little wiggle. Gently refocus your eyes. And stretch out your legs out in front. Give the feet a little sway side to side. And we're going to turn and come on to all fours. So when you're ready, turn on your mat so your knees are under your hips and your hands are slightly ahead of your shoulders. Spread out the fingers and press each knuckle and each fingertip into the floor so that the hand is really sealed. Tuck your toes under and start by pushing your hips back to your heels so we stretch out our feet. So it's kind of like a child pose, but our toes are tucked under. If the head can reach the floor, reach the forehead to the floor and take a few deep breaths, sending the breath into the feet, the toes, the ankles. And then coming up, untuck your toes and sink back again into full child pose. So our hips are sending back to our heels, the forehead's on the floor, or the forehead could be under the hands. The hands could be outstretched above the head, or you could try walking your hands back so that the arms are alongside the body with the palms up. So picking a place that feels good for you. This is our resting pose. Whenever you feel you need a break, just come into this pose here, child pose. Start to breathe into the back of your ribs and spreading the breath across your spine. And we're going to slowly come up onto all fours. Take your time lifting your head slowly. And setting up the hands again just ahead of the shoulders. Spread the fingers. And let's tuck the toes under again. We'll do some cat and cow on our hands and knees. You're going to pause there and come into the downward dog. So shift your weight back, lift your knees off the floor, your hips are up in the air, and the hands are pressing down into the earth. Okay, and feel that nice stretch through the backs of the legs, the lower back, and really press equally into the hands. Give your head a gentle turn side to side. Try to release the neck muscles. And if it feels good, you could try pedaling through your feet, dropping one heel at a time, bending one knee as you drop one heel, getting into your hamstrings. One more deep breath here. Press into the hands, lift the sit bones up. Okay, and then from here, we're going to find the ragdoll. If this feels like it's too much and you feel dizzy, you're going to bend your knees and prop your elbows up on your legs so that you're not as deeply bent forward. So come to a place where you feel happy and think of the spine decompressing here with the weight of the head. And then take a few deep breaths, exhaling through your mouth. Let your jaw relax. As you exhale, think of letting go of tension. Look at your feet and make sure the toes are in alignment and pointing straight forward, and the knees are pointing straight forward. So the heels are slightly wider than the big toes. When you're ready, press down through the feet and start to slowly roll up using your core by drawing the belly button in and pressing through the feet. On your next inhale, slowly sweep your arms up overhead. Touch the palms together, and then exhale, fold in half and dive forward at your hip crease and drop into ragdoll. Nose reaches to knees. We're going to come up halfway. Inhale, slide your hands up your legs, flat back, and then exhale, slide back down, drop your head. Okay, we're going to reverse back up. So inhale, reach your arms out. Flat back, press into the feet, reach up, touch the palms. And exhale, bring the hands just in front of the heart. And we'll do that again. Reaching down and up, inhale, stretch. Exhale, fold in half, dive forward, nose to knees. Inhale, halfway up, flat back, stretch your head away from you. Exhale, fold even deeper. Floating up, inhale, reach the arms out. Touch the palms together at the top, and then bring the hands down the center, thumbs in front of the heart. Last time, reaching down and up. Inhale. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold deeper. Floating up, inhale. Touch the palms overhead, and exhale. Just take an extra breath there, pausing in mountain pose. And make sure you're standing at the top of your mat. And we'll add on to the sun salutation. So here we go, reaching down, sweep the arms up. This is all the same. Exhale, fold in half, dive forward. Take an inhale, stretch, lift the head. This time on the exhale, place your hands on the floor and step back to a plank so the body's parallel to the floor, and pause there for one breath. Make sure your shoulders are right over your hands. We're going to lower down. You can come through your knees if you want. Bend your elbows in towards your ribs and then relax the belly on the floor. Point the toes. We're going to take a couple breaths in cobra. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift your head and shoulders. Press into the hands. Take a breath here. Try to soften the buttocks and anchor the legs down into the earth. One more breath in the cobra. And then on your exhale, lower down. And you're going to push up back to downward dog. So push down through the hands, lift the hips up. Or you could take a child pose. And we're going to hold here for a few breaths. Reach through the heels, press through the hands. Keep your breath flowing smoothly and deeply. And focus the mind on the sound of the breath. Good job. Last breath in downward dog. And then when you're ready, on your inhale, you're going to step or hop to your hands back to the top of your mat. Take a flat back, lift the head, and then exhale, fold deeply. Floating up, inhale, reach your arms out and up overhead, and exhale, connect the hands in front of the heart. This time we'll flow a little bit faster. Here we go. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold in half, nose to knees. Inhale, flat back, shoulders back. Exhale, stepping back to the plank and lowering down. Inhale, you can do cobra or upward dog. And then exhale, push back to downward dog. Holding downward dog, breathing here. Notice if you're jamming up your back at all. Try to be gentle with the shoulders. There's lots of space in the neck. If you need to take a break, please take a child pose. We're going to hold downward dog for 2 more breaths. And then when you feel ready on your next inhale, you're going to step or hop to your hands. Inhale, flat back. And then exhale, fold in half, nose to knees. Floating up, strong core. Inhale, stretch the sides of the body. And exhale, hands come in front of the heart. Last time, inhale, reach your arms back up. Exhale, fold in half. Inhale, flat back. And exhale, stepping back, lowering down, elbows come in. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. And exhale, pushing back, downward dog. Holding downward dog, hands are pressing into the floor, hips are reaching up. Last 2 breaths. And then on your next inhale, you're going to look to the hands, step or hop forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, exhale, fold. Floating up, inhale, touch the palms, and exhale, hands in front of the heart. Take 3 breaths here, reestablish your mountain pose, Tadasana. Find that place of ease where the weight is equal through the feet and the spine is long. The head is perfectly balanced on top. And we're going to come into the half moon stretch. So reach your arms down and up again. Interlace the fingers over the head with the index finger pointing up. Stretch the sides of your waist and push down through your feet. When you're ready, start to reach the arms over to the right as you send your hip out to the left. So you're making a half moon shape with the body. Hold here, tighten the belly button into the spine and feel the oblique muscles, the side line of the body, stretching and strengthening at the same time. Try to keep the head between the arms. Press down through the feet and energize your arms back up to neutral. Take a moment there, reset your body, and then when you're ready, reach out of the waist and over to the left. Send your right hip out to the right. And then inhale, press down through the feet. This time go back ever so subtly. Try to frame the biceps around the ears. Open the throat, but keep space in the back of your neck. That's it. Send the weight into the toes. Breathe. Lower belly is engaged. And then when you're ready, guide yourself back up to neutral. Inhale. Exhale, dive forward, and we're going to take a forward bend, Uttanasana. So hands can either be looped around the big toe, the first 2 fingers in the toe lock, or you could hold your ankles, or you could press flat palms into the earth. So pick a place where you feel comfortable and then start to stretch the hamstrings by folding in half, reaching the top of the head towards the earth as the sit bones reach up to the sky. You can always bend your knees. Try to keep a long lower back. If this is painful, bend your knees and come up a little bit. Press through the 3 points of the feet. This is a dynamic pose, lots of energy. Start to notice the heat building between the thighs and the belly. Encourage that heat, purifying and detoxifying for the digestive system. Hang in there, 2 more breaths. Reach the nose towards the knees. And then when you're ready to come up, inhale, come up to a flat back, lift your head. Exhale, bring your hands to your waist. And then inhale, press into your feet and come all the way up. Let's do another back bend. Bring your hands to your lower back. Open your throat, look up, lift the chest. That's it. And then when you're ready, guide your head back to neutral. Come back to the mountain pose and take a deep breath. Feel. We're going to come into Warrior One. Keep your right foot at the top of your mat and take a big step back with your left foot. And the left toes will be turned out slightly towards the corner, and the heel is grounded down at the back. Bend your front knee and square your hip bones so they face straight forward to the top of your mat. You can stay here with the hands on the waist, or you can reach the arms up to frame the ears, the biceps, or you could touch your palms together. So pick a place where your shoulders feel relaxed. If you don't feel the pose in the back leg, bring more space between your feet. Step your back foot back more if you need. And we make this pose more challenging by bending the front knee as we reach into the back heel. Keep that Ujjayi breath flowing. Feel the subtle lift in the chest and the belly. Feel grounded through the feet, connected to earth. We're going to release the pose gracefully. You're going to float the arms down to your sides, and we're going to step forward into the mountain. So start to shift the weight into the right foot, peel the back foot off, line up your toes. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, fold in half, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. We're going to stay standing, just a half sun salute. Exhale, fold. Floating up, inhale, use your core, reach the arms out and up, touch the palms, and exhale, hands in front of the heart. Keep the left foot at the top of the mat, step back with your right foot, and then place the hands on the hips, make sure the hips are square, coming into Warrior One on the second side. Take your time setting it up. When you're ready, bring the arms up over the head or keep them on the waist, wherever feels good, and breathe. And keep bending the left knee as you reach into that back right heel. You're looking for a stretch in the back calf as well as the back hip flexor. Both legs are very dynamic. Last 2 breaths in Warrior One. Feel the strength in your legs. This time, instead of stepping forward, we're going to come right into Warrior Two. So you're going to pivot your back right foot, open your right arm. So now you're facing the side of your mat. Your left knee is still bent, and your arms are spreading open at shoulder height. The eyes are gazing over the left fingertips, and we're trying to work towards a 90-degree angle with that left knee. Hips are sinking, feet are grounded. Keep your breath flowing. If the arms are tired, just drop the arms by the sides. Keep the energy in the legs. Focus your eyes. So we're looking over the left fingertips, consciously directing our will. Feel the strength in your left quadricep, your left thigh. Keep the arms up if you can. We'll switch to the other side. Straighten the left knee. Flip the left toes in and turn your right toes out. And then bending the right knee, coming to Warrior Two on the second side. Take a moment to set everything up. The shoulders face the side of the mat, and the eyes are gazing to the right fingertips. And we're trying to bend and sink in that right knee. Keep your Ujjayi breath flowing. Smooth, deep inhales. You're doing great. 2 more breaths. Feel the energy in your legs. 1. Last one. We're going to take our first vinyasa. We're going to hold each pose. So we're going to lower the hands down to the floor, pivot your back heel, and step back to a plank. Hold there for 1 breath. Engage your core, shoulders back and down. Lower slowly to the floor, elbows come in. And then we're going to hold the cobra or the upward dog for a breath. Reach through the top of the head, lift the chest off the floor. And then when you're ready, exhale, push back to downward dog. 5 breaths in downward dog. Press into the hands, reach through the heels. Steady your breath. And notice what's come up in the body after your warrior postures. Last two here. And on your next inhale, you're going to step or hop to the top of your mat towards your hands. Take a flat back, lift the head, and then exhale, fold in half. Floating up, inhale, reach the arms out and up, touch the palms, and exhale, hands in front of the heart. We're going to come back into Warrior One, stepping the left foot back, so the right foot's in front. And we're just going to hold Warrior One for a moment, have the hands pressed together in front of the heart. We're going to move into the tree pose from Warrior One, very challenging. So first, just set your base and really spread out your right toes, pushing through the 3 points of the right foot. Find a spot with your eyes to focus on and pull your belly muscles up and in to support you. When you're ready, start to shift your weight forward into the right leg, and you're going to place your left foot on the right calf for tree pose, Vrikshasana. And then if you have your balance, you could reach your arms up like the branches of a tree, or you could keep your hands in front of your heart. Keep your breath flowing and really root down through the right foot as you lift up and out of the waist. Balancing for 2 more counts. 1 and 2. We're going to try to move back to Warrior One. Keep your arms up if you can. Step back gracefully with the left foot and see if you can find Warrior One. Inhale, stretch up. And we're going to take our vinyasa. Exhale, bring the hands to the floor. Step back to your plank and lower down. Elbows come in. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, pushing back through downward dog. 3 breaths here. And then looking to the hands, stepping or hopping forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Floating up, use your core. Inhale all the way up, press the palms together. And exhale, hands in front of your heart. Warrior One on the left. Step back with your right foot. Setting up Warrior One, hands in front of the heart. First, just set your left foot, spread the toes, root down through the foot. Set your eyes on one spot. And when you're ready, start to shift the weight into the left foot. Peel your right foot off the floor and come into the tree pose. And really root down through the 3 points of the left foot. Energize the right foot into the calf and the calf into the foot, so that the trunk of your tree is very stable. 2 more counts. Let's try and step back into Warrior One. Do your best stepping back with the right foot. Take a deep inhale once you get to Warrior One. Exhale, floating down to your plank. This vinyasa is optional, of course, lowering all the way down. And then inhale, upward dog or cobra, and exhale, downward dog. Let's pause in downward dog. Find your breath. Okay, and let's take a child pose to rest for a few moments. Bring the knees down, sink the hips back. Rest. And notice if this child pose has changed at all since your first child pose. Notice the transformation in the body. One more deep breath. Breathe into the back of your rib cage. Come down onto your belly. And you're going to reach your arms overhead and think of elongating your body. So just stretch the arms. Think of elongating, that's it. We're going to start with the Sphinx back bend. So when you're ready, lift your head, look to your hands, bend your elbows, and sweep the hands in so the elbows are right underneath the shoulders. So when you look down, your elbow is stacked under your shoulder, and the forearm and hands are flat, parallel in front of you. Gently gather your shoulder blades back and down together. Reach through the top of your head. To release, slowly walk your elbows wide and rest your forehead on your hands. So just opening the elbows, walking the hands together and dropping your forehead on your hands. Take a deep breath into the mid and lower back where we just arched. And then when you're ready, pushing back to child pose, press down through the hands, engage the core. Walk the knees a bit forward so your feet are on your mat. And then sink down, the seat towards the heels. Relax. And breathing into the back of the ribs. Notice how your spine feels after the back bend. And we'll transition to downward dog. Reach the hands overhead, spread the fingers, coming up to all fours, tuck the toes, lift the hips up. It's time to open our hips in pigeon pose. So we're going to walk the big toes together and we're going to come into the three-legged dog. So you're going to reach your right leg straight up to the sky, press through your hands, take a breath there, elongate through the leg. And then when you're ready, slowly sweep the right knee down between your hands. And the knee's a little bit towards the right side of the mat. And then you're trying to shuffle your right foot towards the left side of the mat a little bit. And you're hovering between both hips. If full pigeon isn't appropriate for your knees, you're going to bend your back knee and lean into your right hip so that both knees are bent. So pick a place where the knee feels comfortable. Let's stay up for a moment. So press into your fingertips, lift your heart up, do a mini back bend here. As you lift up with the upper body, let the hips and the legs sink down. Maybe walk the left foot away from you a little bit, really opening that left hip flexor. Take one more breath, make sure the knee feels okay here. And then if you feel safe, start to come forward. You're walking your hands in front of you, coming down to the elbows if that's possible, and then dropping your head towards the floor. So the belly is folding over the front thigh, the face is relaxed. And adjusting so that you feel comfortable and you feel a deep stretch in your right glute or piriformis or outer right hip. And we're going to be here for about 10 breaths. Think of surrender. All of the postures have been very dynamic up to this point. Now we're trying to back off, use less energy. Try to let gravity help you here, just sinking the hips with each exhale towards the earth. And let go of any holding. We're almost there. Check in with your body. Notice how you're feeling now. Notice if there's any tension in the shoulders or the hips. Try to be very passive. And let your hips sink a bit deeper. Good job. Last 2 deep breaths. And we'll start to recover. Start to lift your head slowly, walking your hands in, palms are flat on the floor. Tuck your back toes under and we'll float back into downward dog slowly. If you need to come to all fours and take a child pose, go ahead. If you're in downward dog, just pedal through the feet and notice how the right leg is feeling. And we'll set up the second side, big toes together, reaching the left leg up to the sky. Let your right heel drop down towards the earth. Press into the hands, feel the strength in your shoulders and your arms. Reach that left foot back and up. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, slowly sweep the knee down into your pigeon pose. The knee comes towards the left side of the mat and the toe comes towards the right side of the mat. Point your back foot. Drop the hips towards the earth and we'll start up first. So press into the fingers. Lift your heart up towards where the ceiling meets the wall. Look up, open the throat, stretch the belly. As you lengthen up and out of the pelvis, let your hips and lower body sink down, rooted down into the earth. One more. And then when you're ready, walk the hands forward, slowly coming down. If this is not appropriate for your knee, you're going to bend your back leg and lean into the left hip. And then start to sink and melt through the hips. Let your face relax. Breathe into the belly. Allow the hips to drop a bit deeper into the pose, consciously letting go, actively relaxing. Notice your breath. Notice where your mind is, what's come up for you in this pose. We're almost there, last few breaths. You're now in the deepest point of your pigeon pose, totally letting go of that left hip. We're going to recover. This time we're going to lean into the left hip and swing the legs out in front instead of downward dog. So take your time lifting your head, lean into your left hip, and then just sweep both legs out in front. Take your time. And just bring the legs in front and either sway your feet side to side or bend the knees, maybe do some windshield wipers side to side with the knees. Massage the back of your pelvis. Notice what's happened with the hips after the pigeon pose. And we'll stretch the knees in a forward bend, extending both legs out in front. Coming back into that Dandasana or staff pose where you're sitting in a 90-degree angle. If you'd like to use your strap in this one, grab your strap and wrap it around your feet. Sit up nice and tall. On your inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, folding in half, reaching for the strap or the sides of the feet. Take another inhale, lengthen, pull the belly in, and then exhale, nose to knees. Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend. We're going to hold for 10 breaths. You can always take breaks and back off. You can always bend the knees. Listen to your body, especially if there's pain in the lower back or pain in the back of the pelvis. You want to back off a little bit. Once again, feel that heat bouncing from the thighs to the belly, extremely detoxifying and purifying for the abdomen and the organs inside. Try to breathe into the back of your lungs, into the back of the rib cage. Folding a little bit deeper, last few breaths, reaching the top of the head towards the toes. On your next inhale, lift your head, start to come back, engage your core, and then exhale back off the stretch, and just lean into your hands and rest. Give the legs a shake out. Navasana, boat pose. So move forward so your toes are towards the end of your mat. Knees are bent and you're holding behind your knees. So we'll do some abdominal work. Straighten your spine and reach to the top of the head, and then lean back with a flat back so your elbows are straight and your feet are going to come off the floor. The toes are just in line with the eyes. So this is level 1. If you want something harder, let go of the legs and balance on the back of the sit bones without the hands. Level 2. Level 3 would be to straighten the knees so you're in a V-sit with straight legs. Keep breathing. We're going to do 3 sets, so you may want to move progressively. Listen to your body and pull the belly in, keeping a nice flat spine. Look up towards the sky. Okay, let's release. Cross at the ankles. Push your hands down into the floor and see if you can lift your hips off the floor, just for a breath. Coming back into the boat pose, lean back. Knees together, balancing on the back of the sit bones, open the throat, reach to the top of the head. Gather belly muscles in. Challenge yourself. Lift your pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. Cross at the ankles again, coming down, press flat hands into the floor, lift the sit bones off. Okay, one more set. This time we're going to roll back, so make sure the mat is behind you enough so that your head will be grounded when you lay back. Holding in Navasana, nice flat back. Breathe, use your breath. Gather knees and inner thighs together. Energize the toes. And we're going to roll down. So let the fingertips trace the backs of the thighs. Slowly roll down onto your back. And once you're down, just draw those knees into your chest. Rest your head. Take a nice deep breath. You could massage your back if you want by swaying side to side or circling the knees. If this bothers your spine, just hold the knees in tight towards the chest. We're going to come into the bridge pose, placing the feet on the floor, hip width apart. And your hands by your sides. See if your fingertips can just touch your heels or as close as you can. And then pressing through the 3 points of the feet, especially the big toe mound, you're going to peel your spine up off the floor into the bridge. And interlace your hands underneath into Yoga Mudra if you'd like, or keep your hands flat. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath. Feel a nice stretch to your chest. Breathe into your belly, breathe into your solar plexus. Feel that expansion in the front of your body. And feel the strength in the legs and the feet. Undo the arms and the hands, flatten out the palms. Slowly roll down. You could lift your heels here to help you roll down if you wanted to. Come onto the toes. That's optional. And then once your tailbone comes to the floor, rest. And you can stay resting, or you can come into a second round of the bridge. So I'll guide you through another round, but please rest if you need. Slowly lifting up, interlace the fingers, lift the hips up, press into the big toe mounds, press into the heels. This time, see if you can ever so subtly soften your buttocks. Try and find the strength from other muscles, your inner thighs, your arms, your shoulders. Keep your breath flowing. One more deep breath. Undo the arms, untuck the shoulders. Slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. Once again, you could lift your heels as you roll down if that feels good. And then once your tailbone comes down, do whatever feels most natural in the moment. So you could stretch, or you could just be still. Take a moment to feel the echo of the bridge. Setu Bandhasana. The next posture is optional, the fish pose. It's an upper back bend. So if you're not familiar with this pose, you can just gently stretch your neck by dropping your head side to side. If you're ready for the fish, you're going to bring your palms underneath your seat. So the palms are down into the mat and the elbows are straight and tucked underneath you. Straighten your legs and flex your feet. And then reach your heart up to the sky as you drop the back of the head on the floor. So the crown of the head is on the floor, the throat is open, and we're pressing into the elbows very strong, lifting the heart center up to the sky. This takes a lot of core. Engage the lower belly and press the top of the head firmly into the floor to get that lift in the upper back. Energize the legs. Pull the toes back. Breathe into the throat chakra, the heart chakra, the chest, the solar plexus. Feel open and free through the front of your body. The jaw is relaxed. One more breath in the fish pose. Transition very slowly by moving your head back, lifting it off the floor a little bit, tucking the chin so the neck is long. And then slowly release the arms when you're ready. Turn your palms up by your sides. Lay flat and breathe. Notice prana moving through the throat, the chest, the upper back. Maybe even the top of the head. Bend your knees and walk your feet in. Separate your feet the width of the mat and let your knees drop together comfortably. If that doesn't feel good, come to a neutral place with the knees. We're going to stretch the neck. Interlace your hands, bring them to the back of your skull. Use your arm strength to lift the head off the floor and just let the head drop back into the hands, really heavy, so you're suspending your head off the floor. If you don't feel the stretch in the back of the neck, gently push your head back into your hands and resist with your hands. Always be gentle with your neck. Try gently turning the head to one side. See if you can find a stretch along the side of the neck. Take a deep breath. And then go over to the other side. Take a deep breath. Back into the center. And when you feel complete, slowly lower your head to the floor with care and rest your hands across your belly. And softly turn your head side to side, massaging the back of your skull. And then let that go. Knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze with your hands. And we're going to guide the legs into a twist to the right. So use your right hand to guide both knees down to the floor, left knee on top of right. Use your right hand to secure them in place, and then open your left palm away from you at shoulder height. The head could turn to the left, towards the left hand, or the head could turn to the right, tucking the chin in towards the right shoulder. Try both ways and see what works best for you. And then start to relax, breathing down into the belly. Nestle both shoulders down underneath you on the floor. With that left arm, we're going to make slow circles. So start to move the arm in one direction along the floor, reaching the arm up overhead along the floor. So we're going to sweep the arm in a big circle, rolling over to the right side and then tracing, that's it, the arm down, nice and slow, and then away from the body, making a huge circle around the body. Fingertips reaching away from you. And then reverse the circles, go in the other direction, moving slow. Breathing into that left shoulder and pectoral muscle. Pausing anywhere you need. Last circle. And then when that left arm comes back on the floor behind you, just hold in your twist again. So just resting the hand out at shoulder height, the left arm. Bringing the head to a comfortable place. Take a few more breaths here in your twist. Let that left arm be really heavy into the floor. Let both shoulders drop. Adjust so you feel really comfortable. Okay, last deep breath. Bring your head to center. Use your core and guide your legs back to the center, both knees into the chest. Pause there. Realign your spine. And we'll head over to the second side. Just lift your head and shoulders off the mat. Curl into a little ball before we go. Reach the nose to the knees. Take a deep breath into your spine. And then lower the head down as you guide the legs to the left this time. So the right arm will be extended at shoulder height away from you. Palm is up. The legs are in a comfortable place. We'll hold the twist for a few breaths. Breathe down into the belly. Breathe down into the lowest lobes of your lungs. With each breath, think of releasing tension. When you feel ready, we're going to start to circle that right arm, sweeping it up on the floor towards your head, and then across your body, down across the legs, and then back behind you. Moving the arm slow. Let the head naturally move as the arm moves. Nice deep breaths. Reverse the circles when you're ready. And then the next time your arm opens to the side, pause in your twist, breathe, bring the head to a comfortable place. See if you can get both shoulders down, especially the right one. Drop the right arm heavy into the floor. And then feel this twist wringing out tension from your spine. Last deep breath here. When you're ready to come back, bring your head back first, and then engage your core, draw the knees back to the center. Just take a moment to realign your spine, and take a moment to do any other stretching you feel your body needs before our relaxation or Shavasana. And for relaxation or Shavasana, you might want to put your legs up on a sofa or up the wall or up on a chair. It's always nice to elevate the legs for a few breaths. Or you could lay flat on the floor, put a bolster or a pillow under your knees, if you have one, and wrap yourself up nice and warm with your blanket. Palms of the hands can either be across the belly or by your sides with the palms up. Start to slow down the breath. Coming back to that 3-part breathing that we started with. Inhaling down into the deepest lobes of the lungs first, and then filling up into the rib cage and the chest, and then exhaling in reverse. Systematically filling the lungs. Let go of your body. Allow the pelvis, the head, shoulders to drop heavy into the floor. And this pose is just as important as all the other poses. And Shavasana is about finding stillness in the body and the mind. As thoughts come up, try not to pay too much attention to them. Allow the thought to pass by and bring your focus back on your breath and back to relaxation. Think of shedding another layer of tension on your next exhale. Just let that layer drop off your body. Feel the weight of your arms, the weight of your legs. Surrender that weight. yourself to drop even deeper into relaxation, into stillness. Feel the pulsation of prana moving through your whole system. Take in the benefits. Take a deep breath. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth with a gentle sigh. Open and close your hands. Wake up the fingers. Move the feet. And gently refocus the eyes, looking up to the ceiling for a breath. And then one at a time, walk your feet in and the knees into the chest with the hands. And keeping your blanket on you, just gently rock from side to side, massaging the width of your back. Let the head lazily sway. And you're going to roll to one side and slowly come back up to your easy pose, the same seated position that we started with. And you can keep your blanket on to keep the heat inside. Finding the sit bones, elongating your spine, keeping the eyes closed. We'll twist gently, so when you're ready, start to turn to one side, bring the opposite hand to the knee, the other hand right behind you, and just gently twist through the upper body. Drop your shoulders. Relax your belly. And then unwinding slowly to the other side, twist, wringing out the spine the other direction. And then slowly release, coming to a comfortable place for meditation. And silently giving yourself thanks for practicing yoga today. Giving thanks to your physical body for bringing you this far into your life. And a last thank you to the universe for all it has to offer. When you're ready, press your palms together in front of your heart. Namaste.